What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Tottenham Talk. I know Matt and I are feeling very good today because we got a nice 4-0 win. Bale 2 goals, 1 assist. The Welsh Mafia is back, baby. And we got a lot to talk about today. We're just going to give you, a classic post-match analysis recap and, kind of just our thoughts and how we think this will affect us going forward. We talked about Wolfsburger maybe not being, being a start in terms of, getting our confidence back. And we also talked about which it gives individual players more confidence, which will help us in the Premier League, even if, obviously Wolfsburg is a crap team, but no complaints today, right, Matt? 100 clean sheets for Hugo, 4 goals scored, complete dominance of the game. I mean,
everything that we wanted to go right went right.
Completely agree. All right, let's hop into it, Matt. Lineup, what do you think?
I'm so excited for this episode.
We got first of all, we got Toby back in the lineup, which I think we've needed him in all honesty, it's been a Dyer Sanchez combination lately, and
seeing Alderweireld and Sanchez is I like Alderweireld out back there, or Toby back there. He's got that experience, of course, the leadership, the discipline.
Yeah.
So it's always nice. And then obviously, with Reggie being able to play again.
He's a game changer, isn't he?
You can his past 2 performances are, I guess I'm not trying to make him seem like he played amazing today or anything by all means, but there's a difference. There's a huge difference when you've gotten someone playing that left side who's dead after game by game, but now we're having a little change in lineup, and seeing Reggie play is just much better. It's just, I don't know, it just flows.
No, Sergio, like the way he
life to the team,
he just ignites the team. You're totally right. Yeah. When he doesn't play, like, it's so clear we don't know, like, our defense has no like urgency going forward, and like Aurier, while he's done better, I even think when Sergio plays, like, it gets Aurier or whoever our right back is to kind of just push up a bit more. You look over and you see Sergio, busting down the left side, making great services, all this stuff, and it makes our right back say, you know what, I can do the same thing, type of thing.
Yeah.
Where typically Aurier is probably not gonna take the initiative to just, go straight down the side all the time. But Sergio's game changer. I think that's a given. We need him all the time. Unfortunately, he can't play every game. For the time being, I think we got Dynamo Zagreb for the next round of the Europa League, which I think we can still play Davies in that. But it's going to be tough because while we're still fighting for this top 4 spot, we're 6 points off of it with a game at hand. I don't think we're sitting in a bad spot. We're not in a great spot, but it's definitely attainable. But at the same time, after this, Dynamo Zagreb's not going to be easy by any means, but it's easier than something could have been, and if we get past them, I'm hoping and assuming that we can get past them. It's not going to be easy from here on out, and we're going to have to balance, how do we play our players, and it's going to get tough, and it's going to get a lot of games here pretty soon. So what do you think about kind of our midfield and the fact that he started Bale? We finally got that. He didn't start Dele, though, which we talked about. Obviously we wanted Dele to start, especially after that Europa League performance, but he didn't start him, and we kind of expected that. Why so? Why do you think he didn't start him?
Strictly just why did Dele not start? I don't know if I really can answer that. I think it's just more he had a great game, obviously, Pat, in the Europa League, but I think it was just more he's right there to starting. I don't know why he isn't starting. I'd start him in every Premier League game right now. He should be in the starting lineup. He's proven it.
Yeah. So my only reservation, and I'm trying to see it from Jose's side in this, because from fans, of course we it's black and white. Dele plays well here. Let's start Dele here. But he's coming back from injury, and not only injury, he's coming back from not playing much at all. So his fitness is not really there. Maybe it is now, but even Jose said the first Wolfsburger game, he was dead tired after that game. And after the last one, he was pretty tired, but he wasn't, like he was. So he's getting there fitness-wise, but when he plays, I think 60 minutes on Thursday, it's going to be tough for him to come back and start. And because you don't want to start a player that –
Can I ask you this, though?
Yeah.
Jose has to reward his players.
I totally agree.
And, and Dele is the perfect example. He's not going to want to be in the position he is if he goes out, starts a game like against Wolfsburger, has a great game, and then doesn't start the next game. I don't see you have to reward those players who, first of all, deserve it. And second of all, they're earning their spot to play. See, my point is, why not start him in Lucas's position against this game? There's no reason why not to.
Well, so I think there is a reason, and you got to look at it in from a managerial perspective, right? You have to manage player fitness, you have to manage player expectations, and you also have to manage team expectations, team morale, everything like that. And to Jose's credit, he can't. So okay, here's my point. Dele played a lot on Thursday, right? Bale didn't play that much. Bale didn't start because he knew he wanted to start Bale on Sunday, correct? And
yeah,
we wanted Dele to start, but I think so if Dele didn't start on Thursday and he started today, I don't think he'd be in as confident as a spot as he is now. He wouldn't have got the bike. He wouldn't have got that great game against a Premier League side. It's just unlikely, But now he's got that confidence of a Europa League game. And I think, this week we have another Premier League game. I think there's no chance he doesn't start on Thursday, if it were me, because you know what? He only played a little bit on Sunday. He's rested now. Fitness-wise, he's probably at where Jose wants him to be. It's very similar, I think, to why Tanguy at the beginning of the season was not playing 90 minutes every game,
Yeah.
You gotta, it's a long process. And, these guys' bodies can't, the human body is not really made to handle as much stress as two high-level professional football matches are a week. So while I'm with you, there's no reason Dele shouldn't be starting, especially with Dele, Bale, Son, and Kane. I mean, I wish it was the beginning of the season, because that front four is what we've been calling for.
I know you do agree, though. You have to.
I totally agree, and I assume I can only hope and assume that Jose, when he's having these, when he talk, we only see what he says in the media, but after that game, he gave Dele a lot of credit, and that's not. I don't think that's easy for Jose to do, because he's always a person how can we do better, which is not a bad thing, but it's not always a good thing when you look at player confidence.
I think
I have to hope that Jose said, "Hey Dele, come early tomorrow and come to my office," and he just said, "I love this. You're playing amazing. Keep this up." Because they have to have that constant conversation going to keep the players' expectations with the manager's realism. It's Dele obviously wants to play, but he's like, "Look, Dele, I want to play you as much as you want to play, but we can't afford you to get injured again. We need you right now. So how can we best do this? So if they're on the same page in that instance, he's going to be like, Dele, you're going to come on in this game, but you're not going to probably start, type of thing." And you're right. He does have to reward him. So I guess we'll really see on Thursday when we play Fulham. That'll be the real test, I guess. But does he kind of see my point? I don't know if that's I kind of went off the rails there.
I hope we come off that game, though, like we did against Sheffield United at Sheffield. A 3-1 win at Sheffield. That was yes, we did get scored on, which we don't, I guess conceding isn't the end of the world, but, we did win that game 3-1. Move on. This Fulham match is going to be, I think, a little difficult, because they're in not terrible form. I mean, they've won their past couple games, and trying to get out of that relegation spot, it's not going to be an easy match. So I'm kind of curious to know what Jose is going to do in terms of the lineup for that. I could definitely see Bale and Dele playing again. There's no reason why they wouldn't.
Well, there's no reason Bale's not starting 100%. I could see it's. I'm not as sure, because you're never really sure with Jose.
Yeah.
To me, it's 100. It should be 100% that Dele starts on Thursday, just because we need to get a consistent 11 that we know we have the best players in each of those positions at. Where I don't think while Lucas is playing really well, we talked about this earlier, I think Lucas is just as good coming off the bench as he is starting, while Dele is a better player starting than he is coming off the bench.
Yeah, we have talked about that. And I think that's a valid point, but I don't know, it's tough. Obviously, we're not Jose, so we can't obviously make the decision, but it's definitely very It's coming down to the wire. I mean, we played 25 matches, 26 matches, 25. And, I mean, we only have like 13 more. And so in a lot of the games I know we have to play against are at home. Like I know like we play United at home. I know we play Chelsea at home.
We already played Chelsea.
Oh yeah, we did play Chelsea already. Yeah, we lost to them. Who was the other big team that we play at home? I forget because we played Leicester away. I forget. Maybe we already played them. I don't remember. But I still know we played United at home.
Right.
We've already played City. But anyway,
it's gonna be a tough game. That's good. Yeah.
It will be a tough game. But I'll tell you right now, like with this Europa League draw, I mean, besides us, I think we are the best team in Europa League right now. With the last 16, we are the best team, I think.
I'd say us and United, to be honest. In all honesty, I think
us and United. That's fair. I still would take us over United.
I agree because
we're in such a bad form. We were in such bad form previously to these, obviously 2 games. So it was tough. But going back to that draw, I mean, we could have drawn United or Milan.
Yeah, we could have drawn. Yeah.
I mean, like with our luck, I was like, we're going to draw one of those teams too.
In all honesty, though, this year, in terms of draw luck in tournaments, we've had a lot of good luck.
Yeah, well, I thank God that, happened to be United playing in Milan now. But, I mean, there's no team in Europa League right now that I think is better than us. Even maybe, yes, we're pretty shit form previously. But, I mean, obviously coming off with 2 4-0 wins have been huge in all comps.
Right.
So on paper and even now, I think I would take Tottenham over United or Milan.
No, I absolutely agree.
I think, but I don't know what's going to happen between that. We'll see. But
yeah. Let's talk a little more about the game. Obviously Bale, incredible performance. I mean, there's almost like what do you talk about it? I mean, you look at. It was all over the pitch, right? And you look at the first goal, and I do want to talk about the first goal because, first of all, incredible awareness and vision by Son to see that. But also, you gotta understand, and I know you'll appreciate this as a striker, the level of positioning and like awareness that Bale had to be in that spot to poke that home. I mean, that is all experience right there. I don't even know if Kane would have seen that to make that run for that ball and be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like while the finish itself maybe wasn't that good or hard, I think the fact that Bale was like there and in the right position and in a position where he's causing havoc on two pretty good defenders. I mean, Tarkowski and Ben Mee, they're solid, and it's not easy to get through them like we did today. So a lot of that I think is credit to Bale.
That will remind me a lot of when Lucas assisted hit to him in the Europa League match.
Yeah, definitely. And also when Winks assisted him in that header against Stoke, I think.
Yeah.
So Bale, it shows, Bale has the knowledge and that experience to be in the right spot when he needs to be, type of thing. So don't count him out in terms of positioning and just being in the right spot. You look at, people talk to Bale a lot about, he made a great pass today and he had a great finish. Yes. And then one easy finish. But there's so much more that Bale, I think, is bringing to our team right now when he's confident and when he's, he's in it, that people kind of overlook. So I kind of want to talk to you about that. What do you think about Bale, besides the obvious of, a great finish and, a great pass that is going to benefit our team so much here in the last couple weeks?
Overall Bale?
Yeah, like I've got some, like, so I can kind of go, like, you look at, there's little hints here and there. One is, that positioning that he has on goals that he's really had all season. Now pair that with his confidence and skill, and he can score goals like none other, I bet. And also, you saw him accelerating. He's using his pace that he still has to beat players down the wing and cross it in. And I think that is so underrated.
I think it's I think a lot of it, and you and I talked about it like with the confidence piece, but I think a lot of it's just more he kind of now has gotten a groove back into the game.
Yeah.
Kind of to where the best way I can describe it is when you and I play outdoor and then we go into indoor. and indoor you feel kind of like not as agile. It's like, I don't know, maybe I don't know if it's just me. Maybe it was a couple of weeks of indoor soccer. You just don't feel right. Your touches are bad. You're rusty. You're really, really rusty. And obviously with Bale, it's been quite some time since he's really put, all of what he's got into a game.
Right. Right.
And I think a lot of it was just kind of rusty. A lot of it was mental, of course, too. But I think what he needed was players to be like, listen, like, you're Gareth Bale and we know what you can do.
Right.
Get like that little, look at me. Like, look what I've completed in my life. Look what I can do. Let's just, and obviously at that age, being 30 years old, no one's going to come up to you. Maybe Dane Scarlett would and be like, listen, bro, like, you're the best.
Yeah.
But no one like it's just not the way that obviously you and I played, when we were younger. But I definitely think a lot of it is I think he could have been partially what he is now the very beginning of the season if he was treated the way that Redknapp said to treat him.
Totally agree.
And despite the confidence, Clay, I'm talking like, I don't know. I feel like he just needed that one person to be like, dude, listen, you're Gareth Bale and I know what you can do. Can you please just hit one from 30? Yeah. And like him to take a touch and just try it out might give him the confidence or the, maybe be a little bit more ambitious at times to where he's like, okay, you know what? I can do this and this. And then look what he does. He plays a 50-yard ball to Kane today. That's probably even more than 50 yards. But incredible. It was an incredible ball. But like, he's not going to try to do that a couple games ago.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like if you're looking just at the data about it, I think a lot is morale.
No, yeah, it comes down to, like you said, being a manager, you got to understand your players that you have. And I think Jose kind of made a mistake in that. And I bet he would admit it. He might be, hard for him to admit, but he didn't treat him the way that a player like Bale needs to be treated right away. He saw him as a superstar. Oh, he's got thick skin, he'll be fine. Like, treat him like you might with Harry Kane. I bet he talks to Harry Kane like, you got to put that away, score that. Where if you talk to that about Bale, who hasn't really played in 2 years, he might have some confidence stuff, kind of like Redknapp was saying. So you're right on that aspect. I also think
I don't think you treat him like you do to someone who hasn't played in 2 years. I think you treat him the same way as if you played last week.
Well, you treat him so what I'm saying, yeah, exactly. You got to recognize that he didn't play in 2 years. So how is that going to affect his confidence? How is that going to affect what he can do on the pitch? How is that going to affect where he's at mentally? Is he really checked into the game right now? Is he fit enough? There's so many aspects to that. So you got to be aware of that. But at the same time, I think you can't treat Bale. And this is what Redknapp was saying, he's a player, a human just like anyone else. I think he's overlooked as the superstar, which he is. But, he needs to be treated Bale's kind of the player where he needs confidence, So maybe it's a little more reassurance and less tough love type of thing, And I know Jose's huge on tough love, which worked for Tanguy. It didn't really work for Dele at the beginning. It didn't really work for Bale. So, you've got to adjust. And I think he did adjust, but maybe too little too late. We'll see. Another aspect is like, this is kind of one specific incident, but I think if he puts that goal away against West Ham, I think it's a totally different season for Spurs overall.
I think, you know what? That's so funny you say that because you remember his little moves he had against City when he came on?
Yep.
It's so interesting looking back at like those highlights because I'd sometimes go back and just look at the games where we dominate. And the West Ham one was tough, obviously. But the man hasn't played in so long, comes on and does that.
I know. And he puts that away, Matt. His confidence is through the roof.
That right there, though, is shocking. I feel like it's just ego on Jose's part to not even. I mean, like you would think coming from you could. It's a rhetorical question, kind of, but I'm about to say, if you were in Jose's position and you saw Bale do that, would you completely alienate Bale, or would you be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to give him another chance because he never got like a chance really after that. Yes, he got injured a couple times, of course, and he's older. I feel a lot of that's bullshit.
A lot of it's mental, I think, and it's not Bale's fault in any means. You know, it's hard to get back into it. But I mean, his homecoming. You know, every Spurs fan's on the edge of their seats when they see Gareth Bale warming up, and he's at the touchline ready to come in. I mean, it would have been a Cinderella story for him to come in and score the game winner like that. And if he did, that's not only a different season for Bale, but a different season for Spurs. You know, and it's a shame he didn't, but we got him now, and you know, I'll be curious to see his impact on the rest of the games this season.
I'm glad that we're getting this out of him now than 5 games remaining.
Exactly.
So, like, at least there's some positive to it. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, it could have easily happened later.
Oh, it could have easily happened. You know, 3 games left, type of thing. So
yeah.
But you know, we're in the race still. You know, 6 points away
from top 4.
From top 4, yeah, obviously 6 points away. A game in hand, you know, assuming we win that game. It's against Villa, yes, but assuming we win that game, really only 3 points away from top 4. I'm not so worried about that, you know.
No.
We just got to be consistency. And I think the fact that we have Lamela playing well, Lucas playing well, Bale playing well, Dele playing well, that's huge for us. Gio looking to come back into the squad very soon. You know, there's a lot of positives to look at coming in here these next few weeks, which, you know, it's been some dark days this winter. So I don't know. I obviously a great game, great from Bale. Great from all our players, really. You want to get into the player ratings?
Yeah, I'm assuming a good one too, because
not a lot of reds like usual.
Not a lot of reds.
You know, I was looking back.
We're gonna look back at all our ratings.
I was looking back at all the reds that we gave the other day, against like our City game and stuff.
Yeah,
it was bad. All right, let's get it. Hugo, 100 clean sheets. Pretty big day for him. Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, 7. What'd you say?
8.
All right. Sergio. 3, 2, 1,
7.
8. 7, really?
Yeah, I'm thinking that 7. I have to.
Toby.
Yep.
3,
I like Toby.
2, 1, 7. What?
You said 3, 2, 1, and I'm looking at you, and you didn't have an answer.
I did. Well, you're like keep cutting out every time we say it. So every time I say it, I can't hear you. So I'm letting you say it first.
So you. Oh my god, that's funny. Yeah, I was gonna say 7.
All right, 7's for
7. I was gonna say
Toby.
7.
All right, Sanchez. Let's stop for a sec because put a pin in this because Sanchez, I thought, played really, really well, and I think it's really funny to see everyone on Spurs Twitter praising Sanchez now. You know,
it's ridiculous.
I love it. Honestly, I love it. Give the man some praise because he played really well today. You know, if you keep him with Toby, I think he can play well. And we talked about it, you know, with him and versus Rodon. He's very young still, so maybe he.
One thing though is why is Rodon not getting more playing time?
That's a whole other episode. In all honesty,
we should do that. Hey,
yeah,
might be another episode right there.
But you know, we looked at there might be still a 45 mil player in Sanchez yet, so I'll be curious to see how the rest of the season pans out with him in terms of our defense. So,
Sanchez, giving people hope, Clay. That I don't know if we have it yet.
That's our job, man. We have to be hopeful. Otherwise,
I am hopeful all the time.
What's the point, you know?
Maybe that's a lie. I'm hopeful most of the time.
I'm usually hopeful, but it usually comes back to like break my heart.
Right.
So that's just what we signed up for.
Okay.
All right, Sanchez.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, 8. Aurier.
Okay.
That one move he had, which I think it looked like an accident. You know what I'm talking about? Where he cut in with like behind the back of his leg.
No, I do not remember.
He was dribbling up the field and he like cut behind the back of his leg. It looked like he like mistouched it, but it worked and he got past all the defenders. It was insane.
Was it the first or last? Was it the first half or second?
I think first half.
I don't remember blinking.
He's already subbed in for him, so
Yeah, Doherty came on from like the 80th or something.
Yeah. All right. Aurier.
Go for
3,
it.
2, 1, 7.
7.
Pierre-Emile Højbjerg.
Yeah, I mean, Robert.
What do you got? Our Great
I
Dane.
mean,
He
Robert.
did well today. I'm not gonna lie.
He did play pretty well. You know what? I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Part of me, I'm not going to say it actually because I want so much hate from our audience.
What?
Nothing. I'll say it some other time episode, I'm sure.
All right. 3, 2, 1, 7. What'd you say?
8.
All right, Tanguy.
Okay.
I feel bad for Tanguy because I feel like when he plays the 6, he doesn't have the opportunity to be as creative as he can be. Yeah. But at the same time, like our team is so much better there when he's there, you know?
That's, I feel like a tough, like, it's tough because you know what he wants, but he wants to do the best for the team.
Right. Well, I don't know. Maybe he wants to play there.
Heart.
He kind of played there at Lyon, you know?
I wouldn't be mad if Dele ever played that defensive role.
Yeah, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We got to get Dele back on the pitch first.
Oh, hey, I think he deserves to get back on the pitch.
I agree too. All right, Tanguy, what do you got? 3, 2, 1.
Wait, I think we just did Tanguy.
We didn't rate him. We just talked.
Oh, we did Højbjerg.
Yeah.
We did the Pierre. Peh is his name.
All right, Tanguy, ready?
All right. Tanguy. Okay, go for it.
3, 2, 1.
7. Yeah, there's some lag. There's some technical difficulties right now because I can't. You're lagging out too.
Well, I waited on purpose on that one, so I could hear you.
You're still kind of lagging.
Okay. All right, Lucas.
Okay.
What a finish.
Right.
Probably should have had another at least, but like that one touch where he bridged the defender and he was in 1-on-1 on Pope.
And Pope saved it. That was early in the game too.
Yeah.
That was a good little.
Yeah, that easily could have been a 6-7 goal game.
Now thinking about it, yeah.
But all right, Lucas. 3, 2, 1, 8.
He deserves it.
Wow, great minds think alike, man.
He deserves it.
All right, Gareth Bale. He is back.
I already know what I'm giving him.
All right, 3, 2, 1, 9.
10.
Whoa. Okay. Whoa. You think
10.
because just because we gave Dele a 10 last week, thinks he can throw around a 10 now?
I think I can throw around 10 because I don't know anyone who can play a better ball for 1 and number 2 get 2 goals. That was great. And it's because it's Bale. I mean, Bale's back. And I'm being a little biased about this too because it's a Tottenham podcast. But I mean, you can't write it.
Sure.
And so, and definitely, I mean, and also because we haven't seen him be this Bale, you know, coming in. Oh my gosh, you know all the photos that went out on all social media platforms that had the front three as in Son, Kane, Bale. And next thing you know, the dude doesn't play. So like to have him finally contribute to winning a 4-0 game, which is a great 4-0 is always good. Burnley at home is usually a win, but still.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like you can say like this is Burnley all you want, but you look at it, this is a Burnley team that
Burnley beat Liverpool. So I mean, like
Burnley's coming off a win of Liverpool and Arsenal.
Yeah, so I mean, like
it's a good informed Burnley team that we just
that's true
tore apart. So
it's hard to see. I say we should beat some of these teams, and we should.
Yeah.
But don't forget that the Premier League is so tough.
And you gotta you can't discount any teams just because it's Burnley and they're hard to beat doesn't mean we shouldn't beat them, you know.
Yeah.
But like even if a typical Burnley team that isn't going to beat Liverpool and Arsenal, they're not easy to beat. You know, we saw that earlier in the fall. They take perseverance to get by. So the fact we were able to cut them open early was really nice. All right, Sonny.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, 8.
9.
Ooh. Harry Kane. The ambition that he had to take that shot that he scored. I mean, if you look back at that, the angle is like not there, but only a striker like him.
It was just, I thought when I saw that, I was like, what a freaking rocket. And then I saw the replay and I was like, oh, wait.
I mean, it's still good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, Harry Kane.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, 9. What'd you say?
8. 8.
Interesting.
How's that interesting?
You, I don't know. It's just funny to me that you hate Harry Kane.
I gave Lucas an 8.
Yeah, well, Son didn't score and you gave him a 9, but Kane scored and you only gave him an 8.
Because Son had 2 great assists.
I'm just kidding.
You can't have the goal without the assist.
I'm kidding.
Am I right?
Yeah, you're not wrong. If there's no assist, it's usually not a goal.
Don't ever back down. If you have a point, and make it, all right? Because you can.
All right, Jose. Yeah, Jose had no goals, so what are you gonna give him?
I don't know. No goals and 3 poor substitutions.
Why were those poor substitutions? All right.
No, he didn't have poor substitutions. Who came on anyways? Lamella came on.
Doherty, Lamella, and Dele.
And then who? Doherty came on for Aurier. Okay, those are good substitutions. Maybe they were at bad minutes though. I would have done something different.
Of course you would have. All right. 3, 2, 1, 8. All right. Man of the match.
Bale. Duh. Come on, you gotta give it to Bale.
How could you not? I mean, you could not, but I think he deserves it.
You're right.
All right. Play of the game.
I got mine.
Should I say it first so I take it from you?
I mean, I have 2 in my head, so I can always go to the other one.
You go first. I don't know what I'm going to choose yet.
Play the game for me.
You said you had 2 in your head, and you're sitting here.
I'm debating the 2 now. Bale's ball to Kane.
Okay. I'm going to go with Bale's second finish then.
Okay, yeah. See, that was the one I was going to go with.
Yeah.
So one thing it's a sleeper, and this is not a hidden gem or anything. This is a sleeper, though. The build-up play we had when Lucas had the shot and Pope saved.
The one where he bridged the defender.
Yeah, it was like that build-up play, went from on the right side and stuff.
It's incredible.
But just the runs that we were making and the gaps that Burnley had to fulfill because how well we attacked. If we play like that against anybody, I think we'd win.
I totally agree.
I mean, and I advise you guys to really look into watching. No, Clay's laughing at me. I'm serious. Look in the runs because half the time when we don't play well, it's because you said it yourself too. Maybe our attacking is not as good as our defense, but everything's focused on our defense. And I was like, okay. So when I was told that from you, I, went into the next game. I was like, okay, fine. Maybe our attack isn't as good. Well, I mean, you're kind of not wrong about it because we didn't move. And there's gaps that I want Kane to make the run. He's wide open, make the run. And you see in the attack, this match with Burnley. I mean, I remember. It was first half. I think we might have scored off of it, but Son's making a cross the whole entire field. In Son's position, usually where he would be to get the ball, if he's checking too, wide open.
Yeah.
Wide open. And then that's when Kane kind of can roll into that. And obviously, you're attacking well when the defense on your opponent's side is going to be, disheveled. And I think, breaking down Burnley is tough in a way because they sit, 11 behind the ball, 11 in the box practically.
Right.
And so, as little as I guess, being a soccer fan, most people might understand and know that. But I feel like at the same time, people don't see it.
Yeah.
Still, because there are a lot of people are so focused on the ball and where the ball is going to go, and so on and so forth. But I don't know. I just felt like being an attacker, of course, I was really curious to know where Bale's positioning and Kane's positioning and Son's position is versus the defense.
Yeah.
That Burnley has. And like you said yourself too, with Bale's position on the first goal. So like, I don't know. I just felt like our attack was so like, it flowed. It was fluid.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get with.
No, totally. I mean, it kind of flowed together, like you said. I mean, there's movement off the ball. There was fluidity and creativity in our front three, which is good. You don't want, I mean, typically you put a formation out and Bale's on the right, Son's on the left, but that doesn't mean that they have to stay there.
But
And
how we talked about in the past, how we're waiting for that perfect pass. We're trying to get that perfect pass. I felt this game, we let kind of the game do its thing.
we let the ball do the work, and
Let the ball do the work. Yeah. And so that Bale was open with that with that, his left-footed, goal he had, the fourth goal. I feel like in a position we had like in that previous game previously, it would be like a pass to Kane, then to him, and that shot wouldn't be there.
yeah.
So I feel like we kind of let our attacking tactics kind of do its thing, let the ball do the work, like you said, and obviously we came off on top. But I just feel like the previous matches when we lose against Brighton or whatever, we try to get that creative over the top flick or whatever it may be, and we end up losing 3 points because of it. So
You're right.
I don't know. It was a thought that I really wanted to say. Because I know how good we can be attacking wise.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think we showed that, and you got to keep that going. And a lot of confidence comes with that as well, to just be able to play the simple ball.
Mm-hmm.
So all around good. What do you got for your hidden gem?
I'm I'll probably give it to. Do you have yours?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's okay. I always take yours.
It's valid. It's a good point.
I'll go. Okay.
Okay.
Unless you have yours, are you gonna keep
I'm I'm glad you're gonna go because I was gonna second guess mine anyways.
Oh my gosh. All right. I'm gonna give it to Bale just because
Oh, now you're second guessing.
Bale and Dele, I'd say, because we didn't really see Dele was great. It was fine in this game, but Bale overall, the transition that he's made from the beginning of the season to now, kind of like forcing himself into the team as a key player. It's not easy to do, especially when a team's out of form, and you're not first pick at the moment. So kudos to him for doing that, for sticking with it, and going forward, he's going to be huge. He's probably going to be more important than, maybe not more important than Bale and Son, or than Kane and Son, but just as important. It takes a lot off their shoulders too. So I think it's huge for him to do that. This is my hidden gem. Maybe not that hidden. Maybe it's a pretty obvious gem, but I think it's still pretty good.
Mine's Son.
Okay, why?
2 beautiful assists today.
I actually like that one because there's something to it of Son doesn't just have to score, and like people are gonna walk away from this game totally forgetting that Son had 2 assists.
I know, and the assists he had were both to Bale, and his
first one more impressive than the second, but I mean, regardless,
the second one I feel like is just as important because that's the second time Bale's been in that same scenario. He had the same scenario against Wolfsburger.
Yeah.
When he had that one-touch rocket. And so you wonder tactically if Jose says, guys, in the second half, we're going to push up the left so then the right can be open for him. He's like the same, no one's marking him within 100 yards. Literally, and obviously I'm exaggerating it, but when you get the man on his left foot, he's gonna shoot the ball or try to score at least. And so I'm just happy that we did not F up those 2 assist balls.
I agree. Totally.
Or more the Son's second one. And I don't think Son's gonna mess up that pass or anything like that. But just holding yourself to a high standard, being Tottenham, that's a goal every time. And I'm glad that the way it turned out was phenomenal. I mean, beautiful finish, but obviously that wouldn't have been a goal if Kane or if Son didn't play it.
Right.
I mean, you could easily have chose something different. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I don't know. I got another thought.
Yeah, great episode, guys. I love this stuff. It's easier. It's much easier to do this when we are playing well and we win.
Yeah.
So let's keep this going, Spurs. Yeah, at Tottenham Hotspur official. So thanks for listening, guys. Be sure to check us out on Instagram and Twitter. You know the deal. At _Tottenham_talk. We're also on YouTube now, so be sure to check us out there. Our last video actually got a decent amount of views. So we think that's a cool way to kind of experience it with us because, I think
Like, subscribe.
Yeah, you know the deal. So
We're not gonna.
And Matt, as always, guys, come on, you Spurs.